Hello everybody, this is Aaron Wimberly with AE Toots Plus. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a pretty cool text reveal in After Effects. I got the inspiration from a Captain Morgan commercial, actually. If you go to YouTube and you can search Captain Morgan break glass, you'll find the commercial. It's a new commercial. It's really cool looking actually. But at the very end there's a really quick text reveal. Now what they do in there is they do each individual letter. I'm going to show you how to just do the entire thing, the entire text area. But if you do want to take your time and do each individual letter, you can. If you maybe use the mesh warp tool or something like that in After Effects, you can kind of shape it like the letter and do it like that. But I'm basically showing you the principles and the idea behind it. And of course, just like every other tutorial, take it and do what you will and make something even cooler. So here's what we're going to be creating today. Here you go. It's AE Toots plus new tequila, apparently. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here we are in our project, our After Effects project. So go ahead and go to Composition and New Composition. First, we're going to create a composition that's going to be called Bleed. Now, as for the size, the ratio, and frame rate, and all that kind of stuff, it's up to you. You do want it to be 10 seconds, and you'll kind of see why here in a second. But we'll create this composition at 10 seconds, press OK. Then come over here into your project panel, and you're going to double-click, and it's going to bring up the folder where your drops and your bleeds and your reveals are. And so what you're going to want to do is take 4 drops, and I'm using ink drops from videocopilot.net. They have a product called Riot Gear, and it has a whole bunch of cool videos with ink drops and reveals and flows and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down Shift and click the first and last one you want to choose, and if you hold Command on a Mac, you can choose another one in there and press Open, and then click and drag all those inside of this one composition. Now, right here you'll see I have my blending modes in the track mat. You definitely want those, and if you don't have them, go ahead and right click in this where the column names are, and you can choose what columns you want. And so first off, I want to make all of these. I'm not going to worry about the last one. Actually, I want to go ahead and toggle the visibility on reveal, so I just want to see all the drops, and I want to shift click all of them there and click blending mode and go to add. And so that means that it'll take all the black out, and so I only see the white, and that's what you'll see is right there. So first off, what you're going to want to do to all of them, each one's going to go into a different corner. So I'm going to choose the first one, transform, I'm going to rotate it, go to about 4.5 seconds so I can see where they are. Rotate it first in that corner, and I'll scale it up to where it meets the edge, just like that. And I'm going to do that to each one in different corners. So this one, I will rotate it all the way around here and scale it up, just like that. Number 3, I will do the same thing, rotation all the way around to there, scale it up. And number 4, same thing, the last corner. Okay, just going backwards, there we go. And scale it up, just like that. Alright, cool. So now you'll see that each one comes in from a different corner, just like that. They're kind of shooting in each other. So what you're going to want to do, the reason why we made this 10 seconds long is because we want to bring it down to 5 seconds, but we want each bleed to kind of meet at the same time. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to right click on each one. We're going to do the same thing to each one. We're going to right click, go to time, go to enable time remapping, and it's going to give us these 2 keyframes. First off, this video is longer than 10 seconds, so I'm going to have to click and drag it so I can see that last keyframe. Drag that keyframe over to the left so that it is in my view, and I'm going to drag it all to 5 seconds long. Alright, so right there. So now that one's a little bit faster. Okay, what that does, that just makes everything go faster. You can change the speed. You can do a lot of cool stuff with that. If you add more keyframes by clicking this little dot throughout, you can make parts go slower, faster, kind of like the 300 look where it goes slow then fast, slow then fast. But for this, we're just doing this very simple time. Enable time remapping. This is an easy one because it's inside of my view. Click, drag that. Number 3, same thing. Enable time remapping. This one's longer. Now I could have clicked all of them and done time remapping for all of them at once, and then changed each of the keyframes individually. But it's not that much work just right-clicking each one and going to time, enable time remapping, just like this. And there we go. Bring it to 5. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now the last one, I'm going to go ahead and show that one. Oh, don't want to do that. That solos each one. The last one I want to bring up is this. Now, the problem with this is that I want, right now, it's going out white. I don't want that. I want it to go in white. So first off, I have to right-click, time reverse layer. Okay, so now this goes, the black goes in, just like that. But I also don't want that. I want the white going in. So I can go to my effects and presets, click, or type in invert, drag and drop that onto that layer, and now it does just that, just like that. So now, if I look at all of my different bleeds here, what happens is at 5 seconds, all of them come in. And here's the deal, whenever your text is up here, it's going to be in the middle, so you won't see this strange, like right here it looks a little weird, but you'll see like from there in, right there, and it looks pretty good inside the text. So luckily this reveal is already 5 seconds long, so right there all of them stop anyways. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take this little blue work area end right there, and I'm going to take that to 5 seconds. I'm going to right click right inside of that, and I'm going to go to trim comp to work area. There you go. And so now I have a 5 second long little area there. Okay, that's how long I want it to be, 5 seconds. So if I press space, it'll show me my ink bleed, and they all kind of bleed into each other, just like that. Okay, they go all the way in, and that closes it off. So that is our first composition. Now we're going to create a second composition. So go to composition, new composition. We will call this one text. Same thing, 1280-720, whatever frames per second that you used. Make sure it's 10 seconds because the final comp is going to be 10 seconds long. So go ahead and press OK. And here's what you're going to want to do. You can use whatever font you want. You can use really anything. You don't have to use font or text. But I'm going to try to make it look more like the commercials, so I'm going to use fonts that are similar to theirs, but of course not as good because they got some really good fonts that probably cost some money. So if you go to character, and I'm going to type in Nevis. Nevis is an awesome font. You can find it at 10by20.com. They have some really cool fonts on there, free, and some that you have to pay for. Let's see. We're going to say to life, and then this one is going to be just Georgia Bold, italic, just like that, and bring the size up quite a bit, just like that. Don't want that. Just like that. Make sure they're kind of even there on the top. And then to life, another text layer, love. Now I'm using this other font called Wisdom. This font can be found at losttype.com. If you've never seen losttype.com, please go to it. They have some amazing fonts there. You can name your price for how much you want to pay for them. You can put 0, but I'd recommend giving them some money because they are amazing fonts. I'm going to want the fonts touching just a little bit, just like that. I'm going to shift click all of them and click and drag this up so I have it all inside of this. to life, love. I'm going to type in, and I'm going to make this one Nevis as well. Bring the size down quite a bit. To life, love, and capitalize all these letters. And I'm just going to use Rockwell. And it's going to be Rockwell extra bold. Just like that. Now I really like to keep things even in all my stuff. So I want to make sure that the end of this one meets the end of the D and the beginning of the L. Just like that. Bring that down just a little bit. There you go. So life, love, and luck. Alright, so it's as easy as that. That's it. That's all that we want for the text. Alright, so there we go. We have the text composition. Now we're going to create the bleed, alright, into this. So go to composition. We're going to do a new composition. This is the third comp. We're going to call this one text bleed because we're going to put them both together. So 1280, 720, 30 frames, 10 seconds. Okay. Now, you want to take bleed, drag and drop that in there. You want to take text and drag and drop that in there just like that. Now, what you want to do, you want to take the track mat for the bleed, and you're going to want to click the track mat and go to Luma Mat Text, just like that. Now, you don't see anything yet, but if you go through it, you'll see that automatically, since it was black and white, the text, the Luma Mat took the white and kind of erased it out there and kept the black in there. And so it only reveals the smoke inside of the white text, just like that. Very cool looking. So already it looks pretty cool, just like that. Right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and Command D to take that text, and I'm going to toggle it, and I'm going to bring it out here so that at the end of 5 seconds, whenever that last one went away, the new one comes up. So I want to make sure that's exactly at 5 seconds, which it is, so it meets right there. So that means that whenever this one ends like that, the new text layer that doesn't have any track mat or anything on it comes up, so it stays throughout the entire 10 seconds. Then what we're going to want to do is go ahead and Command D that again. Make sure it comes all the way out here to the beginning, and you'll see it, you can kind of see it behind there. If I toggle that, you can see it right there. But what we're going to do is go ahead and create a stroke for this, because it kind of strokes around it. So first we want to create a mask around it, and we want to trace it. So here's what we're going to do. Take that third text right there that you have, go to Layer and go to Auto Trace, and only do the current frame because it's not moving. This little area right here, the stroke that we want to create, it's not going to be moving with the smoke or anything. It's just around the text, which the text is still. So go ahead and just do current frame, press OK. You see automatically it makes this really cool little outline around the text, just like that. So now you can see that you can't really see that white anymore there in the background. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Effects, and you're going to go to Stroke, Generate Stroke right there. Click and drag that onto the layer that we just created the outlines on. And you're going to want to do all masks. Stroke sequentially is fine. If you click off of it, you'll see where the actual strokes are. I'm going to go ahead and drag this to the top. Let's go ahead and drag it to the top so we can see it just like that. Make sure the paint style is on transparent so you can't see the inside, you can only see the stroke, and that stroke looks pretty good. So I'm going to do that, and you'll see right here if I take start and I go to about 57, you'll see that a lot of the stroke is gone. So what we're doing, we're actually creating this kind of stroke around everything. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be really random, which this automatically does a random stroke, so that's good. And so we just want a random stroke around it all because it needs to be random. So go ahead and we want to, brush size is fine. Hardness, we want to bring that up all the way to 100. Spacing, we don't want any spacing at all. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take the start all the way to 100. And you'll see it's not there. And then we'll set a keyframe. go to about 3 seconds, bring the start number down to 0, and you'll see now we have this outline around it all. So now, before all the smoke comes in, you see all this stroke that comes in and kind of outlines all of the text, just like that. Now, that's good. We want to create a little bit of a difference between the stroke and the white on the inside, so we're going to just make it a slight of a darker color, just a really light gray, just like that. And it does make a difference in the end. You'll see with it just white, it kind of just looks like it's bolded text and it doesn't look right. But with kind of a different color, a little bit of a darker color, it creates, it kind of pops off. So there you go. That is it for our text bleed, just like that. Now, we're going to create our final comp. So go to Composition, New Composition, name it Final Comp, just like that, 1280, 720, 10 seconds, whatever your frame rate is, press OK. All right, now, in this one, this is where we're going to create everything. So I want you to take text bleed. You'll see this is our text bleed right there. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in our texture. Now, luckily, I was able to find a texture. You can find textures anywhere. The texture for this one needs to kind of look like watercolor. And it's kind of an orangish, dark, brown, orangish color. So I'm going to go ahead and double click. And I was able to find this grungy texture right here, which is perfect for this. So what I'm going to do, bring that at the bottom, just like that. Take the track matte and Lumimatte, text bleed, and there you go. And you can see, if I go to the end, you can see there's a difference between the edges there, where it's kind of a little bit darker. That's because everything, the Lumimatte takes everything that's white and between white and black and kind of makes it darker or lighter. So since it's a little bit darker, you can see it kind of pops off there. So that is that. And go ahead and shift click to select both of them. And we're going to want to go ahead and transform, scale them both down a little bit. Not that much, probably, just about like that. Bring it over here to the right. I'm going to scale it up just a little bit more. Just like that. All right, now there is something that I want to add to this. Once this grows in, I want a little pop of an ink bleed off of the middle there. So here's what I want to do. I want to go back to text bleed, and I'm just going to bring in one of my drops. I really don't care which one. I guess drop 05 is fine. I'm going to bring it to the back. Now I want this to pop out right as this closes, just like that. So I'm going to bring it right to about right there, and I'm going to size this down and rotate it a little bit. So size it down, rotate it to where it kind of comes out of that little area where that V is, where it's coming out of that V. So just like that, right there. So now it pops out just like that. Now you can add as many as you want throughout, that's fine. But now if I go back to my final comp, you'll see that now whenever it closes up, I have that little bleed that pops out, the ink drop that pops out just like that. That's what I want. All right, so now I want to bring in my bottle, of course, because this is a commercial for alcohol. And apparently we have this bottle that I've kind of photoshopped a little bit. And I'm going to bring this up just like that. I'm going to bring it over here to the left side. And also want to do some smoke. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to double click over here. And I'm going to bring in Flow 06. And I'll bring that on top. Pretty cool looking flow there. And I'm going to do a blending mode of Add. And I'm going to bring the opacity down quite a bit. And I also wanted to kind of match the look, so I'm going to go and choose curves and drag and drop curves onto the flow. And the red, bring it up a little bit, just like that. Green, bring it up a little bit, not that much. blue, bring that down. There you go. Bring that red up maybe just a little bit more. Maybe put some orange in there, just like that. Make it look pretty cool. So that's that. All right, now I want to make this 3D, this bottle, and make the smoke 3D. And all I'm going to do is that's the entire thing. I just want it to kind of come forward a little bit. And so let's make the size a little bit bigger. And let's see, yeah, that's what I want. I want the position back, just like that. Create a keyframe. And I want to bring it back up, just like that. The smoke disappeared because I brought it into Z space closer. And so you have to do the same thing with the smoke that we just did with the bottle. So position, we'll keep that where it is for now at 0. That's fine. And then we're going to go to 10, and we're going to bring that up just like that as well. There you go. Now, create a cool little effect here. First off, we want to bring these to the very top, so they're in front of everything. Go ahead and go to Layer, New, Light, and it's going to be a spotlight. That's fine. All that stuff. Okay. Now we're going to take this point of interest, and we're going to bring it up right over here, just like that. We're going to bring it all the way over to where you can't really see the bottle. So at the beginning it kind of starts out of the shadow just like that. You kind of see that smoke. And let's do a cone feather, a really high cone feather. Bring that cone angle just about right there. So at this angle it kind of looks like, since this bottle is kind of curved right there, it gives it a pretty good look. Not realistic totally, but you know, it works for what we're doing here. So as you see, as it comes in, it kind of shows up in the shadow a little bit more. I can press Command minus and even do one of these at the end. I can animate that point of interest so that at the end it ends right like that. At the beginning, I want it to start much further out, just like that. And there you go. So if I go through this, the bottle kind of shows up into the light. There's a little bit of smoke in there. And of course, don't forget about our text. That bleeds in just like that. And that is it. So we'll render this out. Thank you for watching.